Now if you happen to have a door ajar warning message on your dash, just like I do in this little Vauxhall Movano van, it generally means that the van thinks that the sliding door on the side is open, and while it's displaying that error message, it will actually stop your central locking from locking the vehicle because it thinks that the door is actually open, even though it's probably not. As you can see there, the sliding door is fully closed in this van, but because I'm getting that warning light on the dash itself, it means when I then try to lock the vehicle with the central locking, it will lock but then instantly unlock again, because as I say, it thinks that the door is locked. So we'll try and lock it, and you should be able to hear it lock and then unlock. So you hear that double click, that's the central locking trying to lock, and then it instantly unlocks again because it thinks that that sliding door is actually open and ajar. Now there's usually two common issues that will cause this error message to pop up on the dash. One of them being that the sensors in the door closer might be faulty, and the other is that the sensors are just out of alignment. Now sometimes the sliding doors will drop over time, and that means that the sensors in the doors aren't quite lining up, and that will then give that door ajar message on the dash, and as I said, that will fully stop the actual central locking from working on the vehicle. So to fix this, there's a couple of fixes to resolve this and get rid of that warning light. So we'll go out and we'll have a look outside at the door. So as you can see on the door, there is this 5-pin sensor. Now these pins are on springs, so they should spring into place when they touch into the sensor that's on the B pillar, which is here. Now I've tried adjusting the side height of this sensor itself, and I've also tried adjusting the height of the sliding door just by undoing the bolts on the bottom slide rail, but it's just not making contact. And as I say, I've spent a good half hour on this so far and I'm just not getting anywhere. I know the sensors work because I've unscrewed the sensor, made contact with the B pillar, and the light did go off on the dash. But as I say, half an hour later, and I just cannot seem to get this door with the sensors in place to actually make contact with the sensors on the B pillar. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to actually trick the van into thinking that the door is closed, even if it isn't. And it's a really quick, easy, simple fix, and it'll get rid of that warning light on the dash. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this sensor off the B pillar. To take it off, there's 2 torque screws, one bottom, one top. So we'll get those undone. And then when we pull the sensor out, as you can see, it's got 5 wires here in the bottom. Now to trick the van into thinking that the door is closed, all of these connectors are just simple spade connectors. So we'll just get a pair of thin nose pliers, and what we're going to do is take this white wire out and stuff it into the brown wire connector area, just so they're both making contact. And when the white wire and the brown wire are connected, that should trick the van into thinking that the side door is closed. So let's get this little wire out, get it connected onto the brown one, and we'll show you that the warning message will get off the dash, and we should be able to then be able to lock the van. So with the white wire loose, we're literally just going to stuff it into the brown connector hole, and because the housing is relatively tight, it should hold them both together in place. So there you go, as you can see, both the brown and the white, both in the same housing, and that should create the short, which should hopefully trick the van into thinking that the door is permanently closed. So we'll get the sensor back in place, and we'll go and get the ignition back on and see if that's removed the error. So now, as we can see, that warning message light on the dash is now completely gone. It shows that there's no doors open, and that means that now I should be able to actually lock the vehicle and it won't automatically unlock. So if we try it with the key, as you can hear there, it's locking, it's not automatically unlocking, and it means I can now unlock it with the key as well. So if I just open the front driver's side, the front driver's door, as you can see, there's currently no warning on that at all. Open the driver's door, it only shows that the driver's door is open. Close that. It's probably a bit hard to see with the sun, but as you can see, there's no warning about the side door being open, even though, as you can see, it clearly is. Now, I said this ideally is only a makeshift fix. Ideally, I would like to try and get the door sensor properly aligned, but I'll have a look at that later on. As I say, I've already spent a good half an hour trying to do it, and I've got other things that I need to start cracking on with, and at least it means that I can actually now lock the vehicle and I don't have to worry about it being unlocked just because of a daft little sensor not being fully aligned. So as you can see, no more open door or door ajar warnings, so we can now lock and unlock the vehicle with the central locking, and it's not just going to automatically unlock because it thinks that the door's open. Now, I say ideally we do want to still try and get the sensors aligned, but that's going to be a job for another time when I've got a bit more time to spend on it. The main thing at the moment is being able to actually lock the vehicle so the vehicle's secure, and just by connecting that white and brown wire in the door pillar is a quick, easy fix just to be able to trick the vehicle into thinking that the door's shut, and it means that we can actually lock and secure the vehicle. So just a quick cheeky little fix just to be able to trick these vehicles into thinking that the door's closed, and it will go for a lot more different types of vans as well, not just this Movano. There's a number of different vans that use the same sort of body chassis, the Peugeot Boxer, Citroen Relay, things like that. They're pretty much all the same vans, and it'll probably go for other vans as well. So hopefully this was a quick, easy fix that you might have found useful if you've got a similar sort of issue with a door ajar warning on the dash and you can't lock the vehicle. Hopefully you found it useful. If you did, give it a good old thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching. Cheers.